Good afternoon. Pilot Gold's focus is advancing Carlin-style gold systems in the southwest U.S. This is a standard disclaimer cautionary note. And all of Pilot Gold's projects have been selected by one brilliant geological team that's been kept together of 5 geologists since the Long Canyon discovery, and they're run by Moira Smith, who's absolutely brilliant. So none of the projects that I'm going to discuss today, we'll spend most of our time at Goldstrike, are a product of upper management finding them. It's a product of brilliant science. The 4 projects listed, Goldstrike, Black Pine, Kinsley, and Baxter Springs, our respective ownership interests on each one of those projects is shown on the slide. This is the same team that found Long Canyon. Was sold for $2.3 billion to Newmont in 2011. That geological team are responsible for 7 major operating gold mines in the world today. That's how smart they are. And to have a successful track record that is so consistently good is nothing short of amazing. I'm the new president CEO. Mark O'Day is chairman, and Moira Smith, she's the lady that you'll hear a lot of in the future. Simple capital structure page so you can understand what you're looking at before in terms of market valuation before you see the data. 150 million shares outstanding. Cash and treasury, approximately $18 million. 2 senior corporate shareholders, which are good shareholders in Newmont and Teck. And management insiders continue to increase their ownership position in this company, now up to 7.2%. So we've added on in each subsequent financing, building our personal positions. My position in the company is subject to a 5-year non-sale agreement. I can only purchase shares, and I cannot sell without complete board of directors' opinions for another 4.5 years. This is a key to what our scientists do, this one slide, and I'd like you to focus on it and walk away from this presentation understanding exactly what they do. They find databases from past producing historical heap leach gold mines, and when they identify the geology, their interest, and its district scale potential, they get the management to acquire those companies. Goldstrike is a past producer by USMX 21 years ago. Black Pine, which we purchased last year, 19 years ago. Kinsley, 18 years ago. And with those, we purchased databases. There's 1,519 holes that came with the database on Goldstrike, 1,866 holes that we didn't have to pay for on the recent Black Pine acquisition, and 1,082 drill holes that came with Kinsley. And drilled to find oxide gold targets are district scale. We have drill confirmed at 22, we've defined the boundaries of it at 22 square kilometers at Goldstrike. It's 12 square kilometers at Black Pine, and it's 10 square kilometers on the deeper high-grade targets in the Secret Canyon Shale at Kinsley. Baxter Springs is a project we own 100% of that we are unwilling to give up because we've got random holes in it, 33 odd meters of 22 grams gold, and our geologists haven't had time to figure it out before we drill our first hole into it. We also own interest in 9 other projects in the southwest U.S., which we've optioned off to Logan Resources. In the last 5 minutes of this, we're just going to talk about Goldstrike. There's not enough time to go into the other projects. So this is a really simplistic geology map, and the property covers 72 square kilometers, and we control 100% of that land package. The geology is really quite simple. Gold comes up feeder faults, goes through older 55 million year old Paleozoic rocks, and when they hit this orange unit, that's the Claron Formation, it's 18 million years old, that's the trap. And the greenish rocks are mafic tuffs, which are conformable over the Claron. Whenever we drill through the Claron, through the green rocks and hit the orange rocks, we always get anomalous gold mineralization. The Claron rocks are exposed over, or drill confirmed, over a 22 square kilometer area. On that map is a black rectangle that goes from northeast to southwest. That's the historical mine trend, where US Amex, when gold was $350 an ounce, mined 209,000 ounces of oxide gold at a leach grade of 1.2 grams. Recoveries were 75%, so the metallurgy worked well. It was 50% run of mine and 50% 2-inch crush. So we're not concerned at all with the metallurgical work we're doing on it because the mine worked well historically. The little white box is where Pilot Gold has spent the last year, and that's a 4.5 square kilometer area where there was historical disturbance. In order for us to get access to the other 18 square kilometers for drilling, we have to get a plan of operations, which we're told to expect by the end of January, February, March. At that time, we can go from 2 drills and just keep increasing the drills and adding more geologists to the project. So I'm going to go spend the next little bit just looking at that white box. This is some of the drill results from this year. It's not relevant, in my opinion, that you pay attention to the grades. Just pay attention to the thicknesses of oxide gold mineralizations in those holes. With thickness, you build ounces faster. So this is that little white box. I've stripped away the geology. The bright orange areas on that box are where they were historically mined. Of the 12 historical pits in this sequence, only 1 pit was mined out. All of the other 11 bottomed in gold mineralization. The light yellow or gold units, that's where we have a 0.3 gram gold cutoff. So every hole that's in those areas that's your cutoff grade we're applying to the model. The blue area in the middle is 1.4 kilometers long by 300 to 450 meters wide. That is fully drilled off and being prepared for a resource estimate around mid-year. All the other areas where you see the gold mineralization from historical drilling, we still have to drill within this block with a qualifier that once we go off this map, the system goes for another kilometer to the east, 4 kilometers to the north, and another 6 square kilometers to the north of the historical mine trend, where we've got confirmed gold mineralization. And I'll just go back quickly. I'm going to run through 3 quick cross sections, A, B, and C, just to show you the nature of the mineralization and when it's not in this simplistic form, the quality of the data that our people are dealing with. This is just a simplified geological cross section. You can see the scale on this. And the high-grade zone pod starter pit potential is a Pilot Gold discovery from this year. The zone on the other end of the map is a peg leg graben, and that graben is just a new discovery area, but it's not worth discussing because there's only about 20 holes in it. But I want you to follow, as we go 600 meters to the northeast, this is what the high-grade pod grows out to be. That's 600 meters down this dip slope. You can see it follows down the dip slope. The gray area is that little divot is what they mined at 1.2 grams of oxide. You can see the tufaceous rocks which overhang it, and then the mineralization is lifted up to surface, and then it goes right down another dip slope for 0.5 kilometer. That's faulted off, and then it continues to go into another fault block after that. Now we're going to go 400 meters away from this. We're covering 1 kilometer of strike. That's the high-grade zone that was discovered this year. It's called the Octopod, basically 8 holes drilled off 1 drill pad. And again, you can see the mineralization that's sitting in the ground, the dip slope potential, and then the gray area in the upper slide are actually the leach pads from the historical mining. And we've tested those leach pads, and they grade what they should be, 0.3 to 0.4 grams gold, and they're 90% cyanide soluble in terms of gold. This is the map. The blue area is where we're focused. Everywhere that's red on that map is drill confirmed to be gold bearing, but we haven't got at it yet. So we've tested about 8% of the target. In terms of cyanide solubility, we've drilled transitional material knowingly and also pure oxide, and 88.4% returned cyanide solubility of getting the gold out of these rocks. And finally, because I've got 7 seconds left, those are the upcoming catalysts. Most of them are going to be in the first quarter. And thank you.